Hey guys, another week, another video. This week I have a question for you, and that is very simple. What makes you happy at work? What makes you feel like you're really happy, satisfied, productive, fulfilled, very motivated at work? Is it having great colleagues you're working with? Is it being praised by your boss? Is it getting important things done? Is it feeling like you're learning something, that you're becoming more, you are growing in what you're doing? What is it that makes you happy at work? What most people answer to this question, and this week I read about this, I learned about Teresa Amabile. Teresa Amabile is a psychologist in the United States that has spent her entire research life, about 20 years, focusing on this one question: what makes people happy at work? And the most important answer that she found was getting or making progress in meaningful work, getting meaningful work done. And she has analyzed more than 20,000 diary entries that people wrote at work, where they wrote about what made them happy at work today and what did not make them happy. And the number one answer, like I said, was making progress in meaningful work. And she found not only that this made people happy, she also found that the more progress that people felt they got at work, the more productive and the more creative they were as a result of that. They had more ideas and they developed more innovative solutions to problems at hand. Now, she also found that the opposite was true, which was that if people reported having setbacks or interruptions at meaningful work that they were engaged in, they were really frustrated, and that was the number one reason for being unhappy or frustrated at work. So let me tell you a short story about me. Last year, I was engaged in a project that was supposed to last more than a year. It started last year in April, and in the beginning I was very excited. But I quit this project after 4 months, period, because I couldn't stay there for one more day. Now, why did I quit? I knew it at the time, but I couldn't really put it so much into words as I can now, having read this research. What my boss in this project wanted me to do is, about every 15 to 20 minutes, he called me into his office and he told me his latest idea. He gave me another order, a new order about what I should do now. Now, of course, because of these constant interruptions, I could never get anything done and the work that I wanted to focus on, because 15 minutes is not enough to get things done. You need longer amounts of time on one thing. So I quit after about 2 months, and of course there's some time gap until it really finished, but I really just said I couldn't stand there for one more day. I had sleeping problems, I was angry, aggressive. I was not the most pleasant person to be around because I was so frustrated at work because I could never get anything done. And that's of course because I couldn't get anything done of meaning, where I felt I was really making a difference and doing something meaningful at work. So my experience since has been that I now even pay more attention to the first hours of the day that I spent at work. How do I spend the first hours at work? Last week I shared with you my morning ritual, which really helps me to get into a good mood and get the day started on the right foot, as they say. And now I also pay attention to how do I spend the first 2 to 3 hours of the day. What do I get done before noon, before lunchtime? And I make sure it is the most important tasks, it's the most meaningful work, and I try to avoid all interruptions as much as possible. Because this way I get meaningful work done and I can progress very well. And like we also said, if you start the day off well, it tends to go on that way because you want to keep good things going. So having said that, I now invite and challenge you to take a look at your day. How do you, first of all, of course, the question, how happy, how satisfied, how motivated are you at work? And really answer this question openly and honestly. Are you very motivated? very excited to be there. That's great, good for you. And my wish is that you keep it up. But if you're like most people, you may find that you're not that motivated, not that excited, or that happy at work. So what I then invite you to do is take a close look at how do you spend the first hours of the day. Do you really work on the most meaningful, most important tasks, on priorities that maybe you or your boss have set, and really focus on getting those things done before you move on to any other tasks? Or, like many people, do you maybe get interrupted by emails, phone calls, Facebook, and other notifications that you really shouldn't need, especially in the first hours of the day? And then, of course, as a third step, I would invite you to take a look and maybe see what kind of actions you need to take. You know, I do realize that oftentimes you have to be available for customer calls. Your boss might call you in every now and then, and you are going to be interrupted on the things that you're working on. But what you can always do is to make sure you have a list and you have clearly defined what are the first tasks of the day that you should be working on. And start doing these tasks the moment you get to work. Start working on the meaningful tasks first and get them done, because like Teresa Amabile has also shown in the research, you will feel great and happy about getting this progress done. And once you have that, you can move on to the next task and then the next task and so on. You will feel more happy, more motivated, more excited, and more productive at work. You will get more things done, and that of course benefits you, your clients, and your employer, your company. And yeah, that's just all I have for this week. Really take a look at how do you start working during the day? How do you get your workday done? And prioritize the meaningful tasks first, get them done, and then move on to other tasks so you can really get the meaningful tasks done and feel what is true, that you're really making a difference at work and contributing to something greater than yourself. I hope you could get value out of this video. As always, feel free to share comments down below. I hope you have a great Sunday, have a great weekend. Have a great week ahead, and I would be happy to see you again next week for another Journal of Fresh Thought. Bye.